Harper One and HarperAudio present The Story of Your Dog, a straightforward guide to a complicated animal, by Brandon McMillan, read by Dan Woren. Dedication. To my late brother Brian, I miss you every day. Introduction. What's the story of your dog? I was a teenager the first time I saw a rookie border collie at a herding ranch. This dog was 6 months old and had never seen sheep in her life. She was completely untrained and naive to the world, but the minute she caught sight of the flock, her body stiffened, her head dropped, her ears flattened, and her entire frame leaned with attention as she went into full stalking mode. Zeroed in on the animals, she burst into action, charging at the flock, running circles around them and nipping at their heels. In under a minute, 15 meandering sheep became a tight, compact group, ready to be safely penned up for the night. My jaw dropped. I asked the ranch owner how the pup could possibly know what to do without any training. She looked at me and then at the dog, now looking every inch a puppy again, with one ear up, one ear down, and her whole body twitching with excitement as she watched over her sheep. The owner shrugged and said simply, "They were wolves." Of course, that was only half the story. Wolves aren't known for their sheep herding. The rest happened in the thousands of years that passed between ancient wolves and that modern-day border collie, an evolutionary process that may be unequaled by any other creature. The wolf became domesticated by and bonded to humans, then underwent a long, slow, definitive transformation from all-purpose omnivore to the perfect dog for herding sheep. What I witnessed that day shifted my entire perspective on dogs, and over the years, I became a more accomplished animal trainer because of it. I realized that the primal drives each animal carries within are critical components in our human understanding of dog behavior and what compels those behaviors in the first place. On a hypothetical level, we all know dogs are descended from wolves. Of course they are. But few of us take that fact into account when we look at our own dogs. More often than not, we imagine them kind of like furry children, projecting simplified versions of our own logic and emotions onto them. When they bolt out of the yard, we think that they're being naughty, rather than following their instincts to seek prey. When they get snippy around the food bowl, we call it aggression, rather than a defense tactic. When they maniacally race around the house or go crazy on a toy, we say they're being playful, rather than striving to fulfill their genetic impulse to exhaust each day's mountain of energy. When they pee on the floor, after an hour alone, we think they're spiteful, rather than the truth. They are so stressed at being separated from their pack, they can hardly stand it. And this is just the beginning of the miscommunications and misunderstandings between humans and dogs. The critical fact we tend to forget is that 15,000 years of genetics factor into every move our dogs make. Every issue, personality trait, and quirky habit of our domestic dogs is rooted in links to their ancestors and the ensuing centuries of domestication and job-specific breeding. History shaped domestic dogs and then their breeds, coaxing their behavior away from wildness, shyness, and the other survival, territorial, and mating instincts of wolves. Humans set out to make wolves cooperative, and eventually worked to recast them as specialized dogs, experts at valued jobs like guarding, herding, and hunting. It worked. Over time, we created hundreds of different breeds capable of doing highly specific, useful jobs for us. Fast forward.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?